Hey there, fellow Notion users and soon-to-be Notion users. My name is Carter Sirach, also known as the Productive Dude here on YouTube, and I've made 50 plus educational videos on how to use Notion. You can check those out with the link in the upper right-hand corner. But if you want a system that I've created as a result of all the tripping, falling, and scraping of my knees that I've done while learning Notion, then stick around for this video because today I'm sharing my rendition of the second brain in Notion. Now, a second brain is really just a place for you to capture your tasks, notes, bookmarks, areas of your life very quickly, and then be able to come back and reference those different data points and access them as if it was a second brain, right? Because you can't keep everything up here. That's what people like Tiago Forte, who's the creator of BASB, which is a workshop on how to build a second brain. That's what people like him realized. Now, the reason that I built my second brain in Notion over some of the other alternatives or other productivity softwares is because, number one, it makes it super easy to quickly capture tasks and notes when you're on the fly. I'm going to show you later in this video how I integrated this system with my phone so that if I'm on the go, I can quickly go ahead and jot down a note or a task without really having any forethought or clicking through an app. The other reason is because Notion makes it easy to capture all of these different things. Some apps are great for task management, some are great for note taking, and some are great bookmark managers, but Notion just does it all really well in a custom way. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into this demo. I'm going to share this with you. But if you're interested in grabbing this template before we even get into this, definitely check out the link in my description or the link in the top pinned comment. Now let's jump into my second brain. All right, so here we are inside of the Productive Brain. This template is here to help you do three specific things. Number one is capture. So if you have new tasks, new notes, new bookmarks that you want to keep track of, this system is going to help you do just that. The next part of this system that's important is processing. So not only are you quickly capturing, but you're also going to go ahead and process these notes and tasks later, right? Because you don't necessarily want to be in Notion all day, just messing with things and tweaking things. But I've created some basic routines using Notion databases and using some instructional content and text to help you better process your tasks on a daily basis. So they're kind of like little routines that it puts you through to help you stay on track and make sure that you're processing all of your notes and tasks so that they end up in the right place at the end of the day. And then the last portion here is utilize. There are tons of ways that you can utilize this system on a regular basis to do a few things. Number one is planning your days, your weeks, and your months. Number two is focusing on your tasks. And there's actually a space that I built just for this so that it just blocks out all the distraction, all the noise, and it just shows you what you need to focus on right now in the moment today. The system also has a declutter mode, so it helps you to declutter your notes and your new bookmarks that you've added and just organize things better in general. This system also features a bookmark manager where you can manage all of your bookmarks and you can even pin your favorite bookmarks like so. As you can see, now I have these two favorited. And you also have your spaces down here. So these are the 4 spaces that I currently have pinned. These are the important things that are in the forefront of my life right now that I'm focusing on. But I have tons of different spaces, all based on different topics, different areas of my life. And these spaces all have tasks, notes, etc. that are connected to them. So if I go into Humways, for instance, as you can see here, I just have a bunch of notes in here right now. If I were to go over to clients, as you can see, this is my clients page, and I'm going to have a few things blurred out here, but down here are my notes. And then up here are the actions that I need to take that are currently on my to-do list. So I'm not going to get too deep into spaces yet. I just want to start from the top and share how this system works. And I'm going to run you through the entire thing so that maybe you guys can take inspiration from this, integrate it into your own Notion build, or you can use this system yourself. Again, you can find a link in the description if you want to access this template. So just jumping right in, the first place that your eye is naturally drawn to is the upper left corner, right? That's kind of a psychological thing that humans typically do, is they look to the upper left corner of the screen first, and then they kind of have a Z pattern that goes across, and then their eyes might go down and then back, kind of like a Z. So boom, boom, boom. That's something I learned from doing user interface design and user experience design at my web design agency. And it's something that I've implemented into this template just to make sure your focus is in the right area. So the quick capture bar, this is the first and most important thing in the productive brain, in my opinion, because it gets all of your notes, tasks, and bookmarks added quickly and easily. So if I wanted to add a new note, I would simply enter my Notion account and then I would hit new, and boom, it opens up a spot for me to take a new note. So I'm going to take a note on the productive brain template. I can set a space for it, but I'm not going to do that yet. I can also set a source if I want to create a link that's related to it. I can make it private so that it doesn't show up in the forefront, but this is just a feature that I've personally added. You could also hide these properties. You don't necessarily need all of these. These are the main two, but I could go in here and I could take some notes. And if you guys watch some of my other videos, I have tons of videos on note taking in Notion that should help you with how to structure your notes. As you can see, I hit new and then I just closed it and it's gone. It's not here in this table. I'm just ready now to capture any other new notes that I might have. Same goes for tasks here. So I can add a new task. Let's say I wanted to add a task for remember to upload the second brain template, and I could even enter notes about that in here. And you'll see that there are some other properties, but again, I'm going to leave them blank because this is how quick capture is supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to write down a title really quick and then close it and move on with your day, so that if you have a thought that comes across your mind throughout the day, you can just quickly jot it down as a note or a task, and it's just out of sight, out of mind. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You can come back, you can process it later. This next quick capture is for adding bookmarks. So if there's a page of a website that you want to add and you want to be able to come back to it again, you can add it here and then it will show up in all bookmarks. You can also favorite a bookmark, as I was showing you earlier, by going into it and clicking favorite, and then it will show up in your favorite bookmarks. So I like to just keep my YouTube Studio on the favorite bookmarks because that's one of the things that I click to quite often. But I keep all my other bookmarks in here. Now, not only does this quick capture option work really well on your desktop, it also works well on your phone. So I have an iPhone. I just got the new iPhone 14 Pro Max and I'm liking it so far, but I just want to show you how I use this quick capture mode from my iPhone. So when I open up my phone, I don't like to have a ton of apps around because they're really just distractions. And the phone's supposed to be a tool, right? It's supposed to help you, just like this template is supposed to help you. I think a lot of people overcomplicate technology and they let the technology use them. But what I recommend is setting up the technology to help you. So what I have right off the bat is I just have a view of the markets down here at the bottom of the screen. And then I have a daily Bible verse that comes in just to keep me in the Word of God and keep me thinking about that. And then on the right, upper right corner, as you can see, I have a capture widget. And this just takes me, if I click on it, directly into Notion to a capture page where I can go ahead and add new notes very quickly. Notes about new wireless keyboards. And then I can, if I wanted to, I could take a photo of this keyboard on my desk, use photo, and I could jot down some notes. And yeah, that's how I would add a note. And then let's say I wanted to add a task. Remember to email John back with a proposal. Add new notes here for that task. I can also add new bookmarks. So let's say I just wanted to add a bookmark to YouTube. I could do youtube.com, and then it is in there. All right, so that's how the quick capture works on the phone. All right, now let's jump back into the desktop view to continue with the demo. So you've got quick capture figured out now, or at least you should. And the next area that my eyes go to is the task manager. So the task manager is going to give you some creative views of your tasks that try to figure out what your main tasks are and also what is due soon. You can click on due soon here to see what is due soon, and you can click on past due. And I don't have any results in here because like I said, I'm the productive dude. I always get everything done on time. Never everything. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But this is the past due section, and if you have any past due tasks, they'll show up right here. So those are kind of the three views. By default, I like the main focus view because these are the things that I have set to be the most important and the things that I want to work on as of right now. The next section down is the bookmarks section. I've already talked a bit about this, but if I go to all bookmarks, as you can see, that YouTube one that I added is now in here. So if I wanted to favorite that, has that nice favorite feature, and I can see them both right here, both of my favorite tabs, and I can quickly just click on one of these and it will take me to that website. So what I like to do is I like to set this as the home page on my browser so that I can just come into Notion and I can see all my bookmarks right there when I'm getting started with work. It's a lot better than some of these other home pages that you might have for your browser that may lead to distractions. This should kind of kick you into gear and get you working on something important. So it also gives you the bookmarks that are most important to you. So that's the bookmark manager. It's pretty simple, but very effective for keeping track of bookmarks. And then I'm going to go down to the Your Spaces section. Now, spaces are interesting because they bring together everything really into different areas of your life. And this is where I took inspiration from Para, which is projects, areas, resources, and archives. And I kind of combined the projects and areas. Like I made it so that these spaces can be a project or an area. It can represent a company, a specific project, or a topic that you're learning about. So if I go into, let's say like outreach here, it's going to have all of my notes on outreach. This particular page doesn't have any bookmarks and it doesn't have any actions, but it just has all of these notes in here that I've taken about outreach. So now if I want to learn a bit about outreach, this is a place that I would go because I've had lots of notes taken here. I could also go over to SEO, and this is another one where I have tons of notes, don't have any actions or bookmarks. But then in contrast, we have the Main Street building. So at the top here, you'll notice that I have all of my actions or tasks for this space. And then below that, I have notes. So just for instance, one of the things that I quick captured while I was working was this tile floor installation guide. And if I click on it to open it up, you'll see that this is just like tile patterns. So it just shows you how to tile it. And I just wanted to get rid of this paper. So I just put a digital form of this in Notion so that I could reference back to it if I needed anything. So there are all kinds of creative ways to use spaces, and you can create your own spaces based on the notes and tasks that you have and any bookmarks that you have. I even created one space that was just for tools. Let's see if I can find it. Tools. So this is a relatively new one, but it just has a list of bookmarks. It doesn't have any actions or notes. It's just bookmarks. So this is just a list of some tools that I like to use on a regular basis. So these are websites or bookmarks, but they are curated under this space of tools. The next section I want to direct you to is going to help you actually become more productive because it organizes this whole system for you based on a set of guidelines that I've laid out. So if I jump back over to my computer and you look over to routine pages, this is where you're going to want to set a sort of daily reminder to check in on these different pages. So there's a plan your day page, a focus mode page, and a brain declutter page. So if I go to plan your day, you'll see that now we are in planning mode. So it says plan today, succeed tomorrow. And this page is going to help you to see any tasks that you've recently added that aren't organized well. So even if you don't use Notion on a regular basis, you could still use this system because it's pretty straightforward. So I have a set of steps here, step 1, 2, 3, and then it asks you if you want to go to focus mode or back to the home page, and you can select that there. But this is kind of what it looks like when you haven't organized a task properly. So if you remember earlier in this video, I added these 2 tasks. Remember to upload the second brain template, and remember to email John back with a proposal. So you can set a priority level for these here. 4 priority levels. I have a main focus, up next, this month, and someday. Now, main focus is going to bring this to the forefront. It's going to make it the main focus, and it's going to keep it in front of you. And it's best to set main focus for the tasks that you plan on doing next, like the ones that you are actually wanting to focus on for that specific day. And this system works really well for me to just have a main focus, up next, this month, and then it's someday, so that I have a place where I can see all of the tasks that I need to work on right now at this very moment. And then I can see what's coming down the pipeline maybe this week. And then for this month, it's a little bit of a bigger, more zoomed out view, but I can still see what's in the pipeline. And then for someday, these are just tasks that I know I want to complete. I just don't know when yet, and they aren't the priority at this very moment. So as you can see here, it's just asking me to set a priority level for these tasks because they're new tasks and they don't have a priority level set yet. So let's just set a priority level for remember to email John back with a proposal to this month. And then remember to upload the second brain template. Let's make that a main focus so that it goes to my main focus. Step 2 is load balancing your workflow. So this is just another view of step 1, essentially. But this one shows you where everything is at right now. What's on your main focus, what's up next, what's this month, and what's someday. So ideally, my setup right now is a little bit overweighted on the main focus. Ideally, I would want to move some of these things when I'm load balancing so that I can just have like 3 things in here that I can focus on at once. So I might drag some of these out to up next. And if up next starts getting a little bit too clouded, I can drag them over into the spillover of this month and someday. But this would be a good start for main focus, getting it down to like those 3 tasks so that you're just seeing what's most important. Now, going down to step 3 here, this is where you plan a due date if you want to add a due date. So this isn't going to necessarily affect what your main focus is or what up next or this month or someday is. These are more so priority levels. But what you can do is you can set a hardwired due date for these. So remember to upload second brain template. Let's just say I want to set that for tomorrow. And then remember to email John back with a proposal. I think I set that one for this month, but let's just set it for up next actually, because that might be like something more urgent. And then let's come down here and move it to like next Tuesday. Let's say I want to get it done by then. So now I would be completely done with my planning because there's nothing here. These are load balanced properly. And step 3, there's nothing under unplanned tasks. They're all in the planned calendar. And you can actually scroll through and look at all the tasks that you have planned and what their due dates are from this view here. Now let's go back to my homepage and dive into focus mode. So I'm going to hit back to home, or another way, if you're on the planning page, another way to get to focus mode is just to hit start focus mode after you've gotten through all of your planning. So maybe you go through this in the morning and like right before your deep work block or the night before, and then you just go down to start focus mode and then I'll take you directly there. But if you don't click that button, the way to get there is to go back to your home page and then to click on focus mode down here in the routine pages. So I'm going to click focus mode. And as you can see, it gives you this beautiful area where you can just focus and you get only the things that are set to the priority of main focus. So as you may remember, these are the 3 things that we load balanced to set for main focus. And the only property that you can change here is status. So by changing status here, you can set it to in progress, stuck, or complete. And once you change it to complete, it disappears, right? It goes into your archive. It gets out of the way. So if you're focusing, what I recommend is just turning on some lo-fi music or listening to some Brain FM or some Endel and just getting a bunch of work done. That's what I do. I open this up in one window, open up Brain FM in another window, and then I just get to work on the tasks at hand in my task manager. Now, sometimes this main focus isn't actually the main focus because maybe you have other obligations or you have something that's due soon or even something that's past due. So in that case, you can also toggle over to due soon to see the things that are upcoming or that aren't done yet, that are getting close to being due. And this is based on things that are due today, tomorrow, and 1 week from now. So it's basically just going to give you everything that is upcoming, that's due. And then past due, you can go over to and you can see any past due tasks, and you can rearrange them from here as well if you'd like to. But this main focus area here is what I like to stick to when I'm trying to get things done. Next, let's jump back to the home page, and I'm going to head over to Brain Declutter, which is another routine page that I've created. Now, Brain Declutter is a place where you can process your notes, you can process your bookmarks, and you can process new tasks. So there are some things that you're going to want to organize, and that's what declutter mode is for. Process captured thoughts, right? That's what it says here, and that's just what it does. So this process notes section allows you to select a space. So for notes about new wireless keyboard, I might see what spaces I have in here, but I think this would probably go under a new space, most likely, if I don't already have one for Office. Oh, I do have one for Office. So I would just add that to Office. And then productive brain template notes, I would add to, let's say, productive dude, or I would add it to, I think I have one called productivity. So I would add it there. So the reason that this is here is because it's missing either a URL or a space. So you can add a space here, and I'm just going to add this bookmark to an overall space. I'm just going to call it Bookmarks because I don't have a space called Bookmarks yet, or I could add it to Tools. Tools is already here, but let's say like I wanted to create a new space, like YouTube. There's already YouTube growth, but let's say I want to add a new space. It would just be called YouTube. I'd hit new, and then it would add it to that new space. I can also process tasks. So down here, we can add a space for these tasks. Remember to email John back with a proposal. That would go under clients. And remember to upload second brain template. That would go under productive dude. And then as you can see, these tables are all empty now. So that means my job for today is complete, which is pretty satisfying, honestly. Like it's down to inbox 0 at this point. My day is planned. My brain has been processed, and you probably want to do this like once every day or once every week. Just kind of set a routine for yourself to do this declutter. And then on a daily basis, you just come in when you're doing your deep work and you hit focus mode and you just lock in. I hope you enjoyed that demo of the productive brain. And since you stuck around to the end, I'm going to be giving you a chance at a 30% discount on the productive brain. Now, for those of you watching this video far in the future, unfortunately, this is probably not going to work. But for those of you who are tuning in, you stuck to the end and you watched this video as one of the first viewers, I want to give you 30% off of the productive brain. So you can find a link to this in the description below or in the top pinned comment. And when you check out, use the code BRAIN30. I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now, BRAIN30. If you use that at checkout, you'll have a chance at getting 30% off the productive brain template. And that's only for the first 30 people. So 30 of you, just wanted to thank you for sticking around and being a loyal viewer and a purchaser and supporter of our channel. So that is just a little something I wanted to throw out there. We probably won't run many sales at all. I'm not a big fan of sales. If we do run a sale, it'll be like a Black Friday sale or something like that once a year. But this is probably the only chance at getting 30% off of this template. So definitely take that, claim that, because as we add more to this template, the price may go up. If I add a ton to this template and it keeps getting better, I may increase the price. So if you get in now, you'll get lifetime updates as well. So if you purchase today, even if the template goes up to like $100 from the $50 that it's at now, because we add so much to it, you're still going to get those updated features without having to pay any extra. So if you want to, go ahead and purchase the template, support the channel, and support your own productivity by getting focused and having a place for all of your thoughts to be stored. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.